the GSL Codex. We're here with our second half of today's games, and it should be pretty exciting. So far, we have seen Lucira and Gonzi move on into the deeper end of the Codex in the round of 16. Now we're going to see who's going to make it out of this group here today.
Well, who will it be? Do you think, I'm Happy and MVP Genius, who do you think will win that?
Happy.
Happy?
Look, Genius is one of these guys who wins in situations that really surprise me. I'm like, whoa.
I always expect Genius to lose for the past, since basically about 2 months after BlizzCon, since that time.
He sort of fell off, but he's still around.
Yeah. No, he's completely still around.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
His builds are always like older builds, but I don't know. I mean, he could prove to impress us here.
We will see.
He's very solid on the team MVP, and we'll have to wait and see. Happy, it just strikes me as somebody who's very up and coming, who's very dominant. He really impressed us in the Team League games that we casted of him. By the way, check those out. The I Am against MVP games. Won't give you guys too many spoilers, but it was amazing.
Sick good.
I think one of the best casting days of my life. So much fun, such good games, such drama. It was awesome.
And you casted like a crazy person, man. You were so good.
You did a good job, too, man. We actually just both opened our mouths.
You had both fire, man. You were like a dragon.
Like beams of truth were just like coming there. What were we going to say?
I was going to say you were like a dragon. It's like you were on fire while you were talking, like
the casting
breathing
dragon.
fire like
I'm like this giant dragon with like my little dragon special made headset on. I gotta be careful not to yell too loud or I burn the mic with my dragon breath.
Could be an ice dragon, who knows? There's all sorts of dragons.
It's true. Could be. So,
worst one is the poison gas dragon. That's like
the
so
stupidest
dumb.
one.
Yeah. It's like, and then like there's like poison gas coming out. And, like I'd be like, what? I like take this book I'm reading, like wave the gas back at him. He's like, oh! He runs away.
You're too funny, Artosis. So, look, a lot of players are being filtered out of Codex now, and we're starting to see a real landscape change as far as who is even in Code A.
That's true. Code A is getting pretty sick, and it's feeding us amazing players into Code S. I do expect a lot of the players falling from Code S to the up and down to actually fall to these Code A guys.
Yeah. It's time for some of the newer generation players of this year to start to replace those of these older generation guys.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of weird to say because StarCraft's only been out for a year, but it's true.
These guys, if you're not working hard, if you don't have that special oomph to get through, then you shouldn't be through.
Well, there's several different kinds of people that become good at StarCraft, and usually at the start it's just the guys who are just a little bit smarter, learn stuff a little bit quicker, but that doesn't mean that they have the best work ethic. That doesn't mean they're ready to grind it out every day, keep up with the strategies, keep up with their mechanics. And some of these guys are starting to get filtered out of the system.
That is very true. It's a happy day for me. I love to see players that are not Code S quality, that aren't top 32 world quality, fall out. Makes me a happy boy. I get to see better games, cast better games for you guys. I don't have to
I, as a commentator, even learn more when I see these, and I'm sure you do as well, where I'm like, oh, wow, okay, so this is actually what the new best strategy is.
Yeah. Instead of, why are you doing this?
I'm really excited to see Sage eventually get to Code S.
Oh, he's going to crush through, man. There's no problem.
He's so deadly. Yeah. So, Genius. Let's talk about this guy for a little bit. Genius, champion of BlizzCon, which we got to cast. By the way, we're going to – before I even forget, the GSL finals will be at BlizzCon.
This season's.
Yeah. So
imagine if Genius gets to the finals and he goes back to BlizzCon, because he's not playing actual BlizzCon. They base the Korean invites off of GSL points, so it's MVP and ST. So defending champion Genius does not get to defend.
Right.
So that would be cool if he got there in that way and he was just like, whatevs, he wins 50K while someone else wins 25.
That'd be pretty epic. Well, here's a shot at Genius now. This is a great photo of him, actually.
That is a good photo.
Genius. I always have the Doug Funny music playing whenever I see him.
I know, man, but I do that, and then, as I said before, it goes into, like, the heavy metal one.
Yeah, exactly. Genius. Oh, that's terrible. You said I actually like turn into like some Metallica song, like what you're doing, like right there. Like, no, Artosis. Look, he's a very smart player. I'll give him that. His strategies are a little bit not in sync with the normal metagame. Now, sometimes that can work against him. Sometimes that can work for him. But one thing I will give Genius credit for is he is damn smart. He actually lives up to his name. He's able to buckle down under pressure.
He definitely performs. He
brings results.
He performs. That's a good way to put it. But enough about him. There he is. Take a look. Take a good look.
Take it all in, guys.
Handsome New Jersey.
Up. Cracking his nerd fingers, getting ready.
Yeah.
And, he didn't perform very well in the team league, so he still has a lot to prove. This is a day that he does not just want to stay in Codes. He wants to move up in Codes.
Of course.
He was somebody who was tasting the fruits of victory for quite a while. And now, he's like looking at us? He gave me like the nerd stare.
Yeah, he
Are
did.
you talking about me tasteless?
He is a peculiar guy.
I like him.
Yes.
But, now he wants to get back into that. It's one thing to be like the most feared player, somebody with a champion at like one of the first StarCraft 2 international tournaments, to kind of fall down to being a Tier 2 Protoss. Here is his opponent, the team IM, Happy.
Well, Happy is really, 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 really good. I was talking to Phoenix from IM, formerly a Fnatic, the great Peruvian champion, and he says that Happy is probably the second best Terran on all of IM, and they have a sick lineup with MVP at the lead. So that basically means Happy is sick good. He's here to stay. And I mean, from the games that we've seen, the games that we've cast at Tasteless, I would tend to agree. Definitely a very strong player, and I'm expecting him to get out of this group.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he doesn't make it out of the group. He's so solid. He really impressed me in the Team League games he casted, and he seems to be very well-rounded. Not somebody with much of a weakness.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely knows what he's doing in all of the matchups. And I think that, he is a pretty heavy favorite against Genius. I see Happy as one of these new upcomers that's super strong and really scary. Whereas I see Genius as like, how are you still winning so many games?
Yeah, we'll see though. I mean, Genius is pretty tricky. I can see him cheesing out Happy. I do see Genius.
I see Void Rays in the future.
At least somewhere in this. Should be pretty exciting. For some reason, I have just a gut feeling this will not be a long game.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know why.
I'm with you there, buddy.
All, but all right, our map is Metalopolis. As you can see, Crossfire eliminated for Genius. Soldium Altar eliminated for Happy. That map can be kind of a pain in the ass. If it gets to
There's some cool Protoss builds there too, man.
There are
actually. I have some sick builds on Tal'Darim. There's all sorts of DT play, and it's an interesting map for the matchup. I really like TVPs on there. But anyways, the map will be Metalopolis, our old standby favorite.
Metalopolis this is a great map. So much fun to cast on, so much fun to play on. That and Zelnaga Caverns, I just love those maps. So, momentarily here, we're going to get this game underway. In fact, as I say that, the Observer has started the gamer countdown. So get ready for Genius up against Happy. Who's going to come out on top? Right now, Happy should be the favorite, but Genius never fails to impress us. He's somebody who's always in Codas, always bringing us great games. Let's see if it stays consistent with that here in this game. Casted by Taste and Artosis, the Casting Archon, here at the GSL. Right off the bat. By the way, look at where the probes are mining.
Yeah,
he's already stacked them up. Yeah, it's so good to do that right at the start. In the far left, we have the champion of BlizzCon. So he won that about a year ago. Since then, he has a lot to prove.
MVP
A lot of fans here tonight.
Yeah, we have a ton of non-Koreans here in the studio today. An abnormally large amount. We always have a bunch of non-Koreans in here, but today I think it's actually... Hey, hi from New Zealand. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go back to the other sign.
The other sign.
Other sign.
I wanted to see
Cameraman,
the
other
sign
sign.
of the other guy who wants to be... He so wants to be best friends with us, Artosis.
He can't be your best friend, Jesus.
Here we have...
I am happy.
Happy. So, as we said before, I do predict some Void Ray usage in this game. I think Genius is probably the most Void Ray heavy Protoss we have out there. And these positions are good for Void Rays. You get there right away.
I'm sorry, I was thinking of something else. Imagine asking this question to our Terran player. Who are you, Feel?
What? Oh, who are you, Feel? I get it because his name's Happy.
So if he's like, I'm happy, it's like, who are you, Feel? I don't know, it's kind of funny.
All right, Joseph. Oh, poor guy. All right, the Marine is about to pop out. And this means the probe should probably evacuate the next second here. And he does. You always want to stay in there until the last possible second, see if you can pick up any additional information, or at least force the Terran to not make any early structures. Terran, of course, gets to scout a little bit longer always in this matchup because, it takes a little bit longer to get that stalker out.
That it does. We do have a factory on the way for Happy and a second gas as well. So we may be seeing a 1-1-1, but also some other builds are definitely possibilities. I'm actually kind of wondering what he's going to go with here, because with the double gas, he's definitely teching up. Most likely we will see a starport. We've seen some Cloaked Banshee lately in the GSL in TVP. But it seems like every single Protoss build has that pretty quick robo right now.
Yeah, that's very true. Excuse me.
Oh, Genius is actually not mining from a second gas.
Oh, he used to do this build back in the day. And actually, this build is still good to this day.
Yeah, it's a good build.
Basically, what he did, guys, he took 2 gases. So then immediately turns out, all right, he's doing some kind of tech build. Even Arthos as commentators would think that. Then when he chases the SCV out, he just only mines from 1, which changes his income dramatically. And instead gets that quick expansion.
Exactly. Well, Happy.
This is a 1-1-1. No, it's not. It's a Banshee build.
It could be. It could be either, actually. You can start the factory units a little bit later if you like. We will see. But Genius right now throwing up some extra gateways. And will it be Cloak?
Or will it be a Raven? Either would
It's
actually
definitely
be good
1-1-1.
All right.
No matter what.
He's doing the tasteless build.
Tasteless build indeed.
Tasteless and his shameless self-promotion. All right, so we have... Oh, you know what? I think he's actually going to lose. Quick robo.
What are you basing this off?
Well, I mean, he got a quick nexus, right?
Yeah.
First of all, that usually destroys. They lose to this build right away. He is getting just 3 gates. He isn't cut probes or anything, so yeah, I think he's going to lose.
Well, we like to
Happy's
see
going to be like...
there are a few cool ways that are coming out right now on how to actually beat a build like this with a build like what Genius is doing. For instance, of course, the Immortal now has that +1 range, which is going to help you to take out siege tanks. And wow,
this SCV has lived way too long.
Yeah, that's you lived a long life.
Happy's like, well, I know exactly what's going on.
And but anyways, back to what I was saying. Immortals with their +1 range definitely do a better job than they used to against siege tanks in this build. And something cool that Liquid Tyler has been trying out a bit. Hold the phone, though. We do have a Banshee in here. Only sentries for anti-air. This could be a little bit gross, but a Stalker does get warped in. Still, 4 kills. That's pretty strong.
Oh, he missed micro that pretty badly. He needs to get out. Run.
Killing that
and
would be huge.
he's going to get... No, he's not going to get it. Oh, my God. That is huge.
But anyways, so back to what I was saying for a second. I've seen this really cool thing that... Liquid Tyler has been trying out, which is you get your Immortals, but you also get a Warp Prism. And as they're pushing up, because they sit at the bottom of the ramp with Siege Tanks and siege them, then they start pushing up with Marines, so you drop the Immortals, and you try to target down the tanks that way. It's pretty neat.
That is so smart.
Yeah, we do have Immortals being made for Genius. I don't think he has truly enough time to get all that, though, before this push is actually going to hit him. More and more Zealots being warped in. Really very Zealot heavy.
Yeah, well, it's very good against the Marines. But, I don't know. Let's see if this works. He's bringing the SCVs, too.
Oh, boy. I don't think with the SCVs here there's any chance. In fact, I'm just looking to use there's no chance for Genius to hold this. I feel like he has to go up the ramp and think of something else. Those SCVs are going to be absolutely deadly here if controlled correctly.
The question is he willing to sack his main, Genius? All right, here we go. The Immortal's being chrono boosted out. There's already 1 Immortal here.
This is the Immortal's in the front there. The Zealot's in the back. It's a little bit dangerous. In fact, the Immortal taking a lot of damage right now. Probes coming up as well, and the Zealots just so stuck, Tasis. They're so stuck behind. Absolutely brutal to see, but a very good Guardian Shield.
And a second Immortal's out.
Oh, he's got a target all the way. He's killing Marines with the Immortal. And you know what? I feel like if Genius had micro this better, he would have held it. As is, though, it's looking pretty grim.
How many SCVs back in the Terran base?
We have 13 against 20 probes.
I'm surprised he didn't bring more SCVs during that, but...
You know, if Genius had his Zealots in the front end, microed his Immortal as well, I think he would have held this Tasteless.
Yeah, I think he absolutely would have. Oh, he got the Immortal. All right, here we go. He's just trying to buy some time here. He does not want to have that sentry in the front. The sentry is just going to be picked off here. As you can see, it just happened.
Warping a couple more Zealots to try to help him out. His Zealot stuck behind once again. And
there's no anti-air here.
It's going to be GG.
Oh, my God. That is a sad state of affairs.
It is.
Genius getting cheesed out here with a very nice 1-1-1 rush. Beautiful control, by the way, from Happy.
Very much so. Well, what can I say that hasn't been said, Tasteless? I mean, the micro from Genius was really, truly quite off. His battle control, you know, having the Zealots where they needed to be, targeting the Immortal. The Immortal took like 3 or 4 shots on Marines.
This is like the fundamental problem that Protoss seem to struggle with, which is why are you not putting your Zealots in the front of your army?
Yeah.
You know, it's like I don't understand that.
Because it's all in one hotkey and the Stalkers are quicker? It's like, well, that isn't
why
a good
it
reason.
happens, but that's not a reason for you to do it.
Yeah, you need to start using multiple hotkeys. You need to actually...
That's why I hotkey
a bit better.
my Sentries, Colossus, and Zealot, and sometimes Immortal to 1, Stalkers to 2.
It's a good way to do
High
it.
Templars to 3, or Warp Prism to 3. Or
yeah.
I also have Q as a hotkey as well, so sometimes use that. But yeah, I mean, it's just because the Zealots are actually great units. They do damage, but the units can get a little bit clunky in StarCraft too, and you're going to be in trouble if they get stuck behind the Stalkers.
Well, Genius has remade a pretty decent army. But there's a lot of Marines out right now for Happy. He's going to bring some SCVs as well.
3 Banshees.
That's pretty fearsome. See if Genius can actually hold this off. There we go. This is smart.
Ah,
the Banshees
so smart.
here, make him split up his army. He's like, well, I have to do something. Bad situation. And here we go. Actually, just got to go for
he's doing it. He needs to target down the Immortal.
Yeah,
actually,
with
it
his
doesn't matter what he does.
units. Well, he's just going to kill everything anyways.
All right.
Genius is going to be out.
That should be GG. Expect GG. There it is.
All right. So, Happy defeats Genius. No huge surprise here.
Really nice job by Happy. You know, it's a frustrating thing to lose to a rush like that, but he seemed to have Genius's playbook.
He did. You know, he hit that 1-1-1. The thing is, I feel like Genius, if we had some sick micro badass controlling his controls, I think he would have held reasonably well, actually. Reasonably
Yeah, there was a moment where it looked like he might have actually survived it.
Certainly still would have lost some probes, but the whole game would have looked different for sure. So, Genius has one more chance not to go to the up and down. If he goes to the up and down, man, I don't know if we'll see him again in Code S.
I don't know, actually. I think he's almost past his prime.
I actually feel like most of the people falling from Code S, we will not see again.
I think you might be right. So one thing we could take from that game, and this is what's so important for everybody who's trying to learn StarCraft 2, is that you need to have your Zealots in the front of your army during a battle. In that battle, the Stalkers are in the front, the Zealots are moving around the Stalkers. By then, most of the Stalkers are dead or have been damaged too much, and the Zealots come in too late. The Zealots are really there to tank damage. They deal damage too, but look, Stalkers die very quickly. Yeah, very, very quickly. They're not tough like Dragoons were in StarCraft 1, so you got to be very careful.
Yeah, they're like, I want to say they're the Wraith of StarCraft 2.
Yeah, they kind of feel like that.
They actually, like, if they actually straight up engage anything, they seem to lose.
Yeah, I mean, they have that blink ability, which is nice and all, and they do a good amount of damage, but the rate at which they get killed is very scary.
Against Terran, at least.
Yeah, of course. So our next game is going to be Lenok against
Jockji.
Jockji, I don't want to butcher his name. Jockji. Zerg versus Terran should be pretty interesting.
Lenok, man.
I think Lenok's the favorite.
He's back.
He's back.
Jakji's really good, though.
I know.
Really,
I've seen
really
some of
good.
his games. Pretty scary guy. Leonok is somebody who's had, I think, the worst luck here in GSL. He is always going up against really good players.
Jakji's really good, yeah.
Yeah, and he's one of our youngest players here at the GSL. He's still in school. It's a very difficult thing to do, to be going to school. You have to study really hard. Korean school. I think Korea is actually ranked #1 in the world right now.
Might be.
I believe,
well
if I remember right, it's ranked #1. It's definitely not America where we're from. But and that's an impressive thing to be going to school and still being a pro gamer, especially here in Korea. So here are the results so far.
Happy beat genius.
What are you gonna do? Ta-da! We did it. Leonok and Jakji, excuse me. This is going to be interesting.
It is. This should actually be a really good match.
I think it should be pretty close. Leonok, a member of the team FXO now. He's ranked 40th, but don't be fooled by that. He actually constantly had to take
He's been all the way to Code B and came back.
Yeah,
right. This guy actually, he's had a rough run, but he does not give up. He is one of the futures of Zerg.
He looks like he's a bit possessed by Morador's ring. He's like about to grab it. He's like, give it to me.
It's his precious.
Give me the precious.
In that voice.
That deep voice.
Give him, while doing a Smeagol impression of the little kid Leonok, you do a deep tasteless voice. It just nothing computes tasteless.
I'm sorry, man. That's just the way the joke had to come out.
Yeah.
So, I think we could see this guy advancing into Code S. I mean, we're in Code S, advancing to the round of 16.
Oh, definitely. That's not outside the realm of possibility at all. Him versus Jakji, it's really hard to say who's going to win this, for me. It's really hard to say. Because I think Jakji is just great. Leonok is... I like Leonok more. But I don't know who's going to win this. It's a hard one.
Yeah,
the only thing I'm pretty sure of is that Genius is going up and down.
Yeah. Well, Genius is going to have to face off against one of these two guys. Both these players are just so good. And here is Jakji now. Jakji is a up-and-coming talent. He's one of the new blood players we're talking about. When we say some of these older players that you guys are more familiar with, Jakji might be replacing him.
Yeah, you see, he doesn't actually have a whole lot of matches that are going to impress you, but I promise you, he's quite good. So, all right, Tasteless, it's time. Who do you think is going to take this game right now?
Actually, you know what it is? I think it's more that I want to see Leonok win.
Yeah, I think everyone wants
what I mean?
that. But I'm going to go with Leonok. I think that his vast experience on the stage is going to help out. Jakji just hasn't played as many games under the fire, the intense scrutiny of Tasteless and Artosis. There's a lot of pressure on players.
We are critical of these guys. We have to be. We are analysts.
Yeah.
Here's our player now. This is going to be a pretty epic match, Artosis.
Yep.
Are you getting wiggly?
I'm a little bit wiggly. I'm not as wiggly and jiggly as sometimes I am, but I'm a little bit wiggly. I really do want to see who wins this. I'm rooting even more now that I think, we could avoid a TVT if Leonok wins. I'm really... Because I know that we're going to have plenty of those in our future Tasteless.
Oh, yeah. We have many more TVTs with Terran being pretty dominant here in StarCraft 2 for the time being. But, of course, they did just have a patch come out, so that may all change in a little bit here. The map will be Antigua Shipyard, Zelnaga Fortress eliminated by Leonok, Belshire Beach eliminated by Jakji.
Wow, when you were saying Zelnaga Fortress eliminated by Leonok, I was thinking about Zelnaga Watchtowers. I'm like, what? He took that off the map?
He took the Watchtowers off the map. This is chaos.
I'm like, what did Jakji take off? The gold minerals? What are you talking about?
He took the ramps off the map. It's an island map now.
Oh, man, that would be sick.
We haven't had any island maps, really.
We haven't had any of the GSL.
Yeah, it's interesting. They used to do island maps in StarCraft 1, then eventually they kind of took them out.
Yeah, they were in StarCraft 1 impossible to balance. I actually do not know what the balance of an island map would be in this. Very hard to say.
Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing what exactly that would be like. But yeah, island maps were each island map was so different for each race. Dire Straits was so different from Hall of Valhalla.
Dire Straits was the most fun yet most terribly balanced ladder map ever.
Yeah, it's the funnest games. That's actually so correct, Artosis. It's the funnest, most epic games and a map that should never be in tournaments. All right, it's time. Leonok, our Zerg, against Jakji, our Terran. Who's going to win? We're going to find out soon here in the GSL Code S in Seoul, Korea, casted by Tasis and Artosis, the casting archon. They still had a lot of stuff to say.
They always do.
Sometimes the Korean commentators say a lot, sometimes it's a little bit.
Normally a lot, though.
All right, well, get ready. This game should be pretty epic. I can't wait to see who's going to win. Our map is Antigua Shipyard, and this should be one of our closer games here in the group stages. We got our Joseph Marine.